Shari's manager, Dawn Michelle, posted on her Instagram stories this evening a screenshot of Lisa Bloom, the civil rights attorney who specializes in high-profile cases, her being in Dawn Michelle's contacts. I'm guessing that this is the latest move in response to Tisha being on Carlos King's Messy Monday show, where Tisha did acknowledge the revenge P, pretty much saying that it was definitely a thing that did occur. So this is a very significant step, very serious one. We'll have to see if they do reach out to Lisa Bloom, if it's something that we would even be made aware of at this point. And I'm glad that Melody definitely has a strong support system.
The tumultuous journey of Melody and Martell's romance is well known to viewers of Love and Marriage Huntsville. They have been exposing their drama for years, from a high-profile divorce to ugly cheating scandals. The mainstream media concentrated on Martell's extramarital romance, which led to the birth of a second child. Let's not ignore the public arguments and co-parenting challenges that made their split much more difficult. Grabber, but things have changed. Increased in a manner no one had predicted, reports said. According to experts, this is a deliberate attempt to dominate and degrade Melody by disclosing explicit material about her without getting her permission. Many people believe that Martell exhibits a concerning pattern of behavior, and this is where things become even more complex. Martell has harmed women with similar methods in the past. His actions with his ex have been the subject of accusations. It presents an unsettling image of someone employing personal attacks as a kind of retaliation if he is continuing these behaviors. We need to dissect this because, despite the fact that Melody is pulling out the legal big guns, she is not taking this lying down. The reason the name sounds familiar is that Lisa Bloom is regarded as one of the country's top attorneys and is known for taking on high-profile cases, especially those involving revenge and women's rights. Melody's decision to get Lisa on board shows how serious this problem is. It's about retribution and justice, not just drama. These kinds of cases are regarded very seriously by state legislation, which considers this to be a criminal act with possible punishments ranging from hefty fines to jail time. Martell may be punished criminally and civilly if he is found guilty. Charges in civil litigation along with the potential jail sentence. Martell might also have to pay Melody back for the psychological and professional damage he caused. Legal experts say that by suing Martell, this kind of action could also serve as an example. According to reports, what precisely is Martell accused of sharing? In addition to defending herself, Melody is asserting that this type of conduct will not be tolerated, irrespective of one's position or public image. Martell's actions have been questioned before. In his past partnerships, such as with Arian Curry, he has faced similar charges. According to regulations against revenge material, it is unlawful to share Melody's explicit content without her permission if this is accurate. These regulations were put in place to shield people from the kind of embarrassment, psychological distress, and suffering that this behavior creates. A disturbing image of a man reportedly utilizing private information to exert control on another. Get even with the women. Such legal patterns of behavior can be utilized to prove Melody's case in court, showing that this isn't a singular occurrence, but rather a component of a bigger issue. Even if you find the legal drama to be dramatic, consider the emotional toll it must have taken on Melody and everyone else. Additionally, these charges reflect a pattern that extends beyond interpersonal strife and could point to a far more sinister aspect of Martell's behavior.
Going through things, like me doing all that stupid stuff, it's like I never wanted this to be us.
What do you think it would be?
In the already challenging years after her divorce, Melody has put a lot of effort into starting over and focusing on her career and kids. This new betrayal adds another layer of suffering in addition to reopening existing wounds. Her role in this case is unclear because it is such a private and personal transgression, but if Martell has acted similarly against her, she might also be dealing with emotional and legal repercussions. Social media is exploding with supportive comments, with men praising Melody for advocating for herself and pursuing justice with comments such as, "Stay strong, Melody. We've got your back," and "Martell needs to face the consequences." And Melody's fans are genuinely rooting for her. As the call for responsibility grows, the number of his actions is filling her pages. In addition to Melody, many viewers are pointing out that this is about ensuring that men like Martell are held responsible for their crimes. A few people are even making assumptions about how this circumstances may lead to conversations about revenge content and its damaging impacts. But hold on, fans aren't just interested in Martell. They're also curious about the entire cast and production crew of Love and Marriage Huntsville, who are essentially worried that Martell might design a stylish yet functional outfit for your daughter. According to her, Huntsville's Love and Marriage fan base is being upended by something surprising that Scott recently disclosed. It wasn't really a secret, according to Martell, as a number of the cast members were completely aware of her behavior long before his alleged actions were made public, which raises the
understand why he would say that, why he would throw me in the middle of that. And so him and Marcel was going back and forth. Unfortunately, edits didn't show what Marcel said, but they showed with Martell. So you guys really didn't see or hear everything that Marcel was saying to him, because Marcel was dropping receipts and he was naming guys who Marcel had slept with in Huntsville.
Crucial question of why no one voiced their concerns. Fans find this information annoying because they want to know why the performers didn't speak up if they knew what was going on behind the scenes. Did it stem from a desire to avoid drama, fear of criticism, or commitment to Martell? Their silence could be seen as complicity for whatever cause. This kind of behind-the-scenes knowledge casts a shadow over the group's chemistry, especially now that Melody is dealing with the aftermath from Letitia's charges. Fans wonder what other secrets might be concealed inside the ensemble, and those who tune in looking for authenticity find it problematic. Instances now that the OWN network and the show's creators are under criticism, viewers are questioning whether the production team disregarded Martell's behavior out of a sense of betrayal. Some viewers are pointing out that reality TV often teeters on the edge of exploitation and plot point for the show, drawing viewers week after week. That highlighting Martell's negative actions without taking action against them could be seen as enabling. Was the network more focused on keeping the drama going for the cameras, or should they have stepped in sooner to hold him accountable? Calls for ownership have been sparked by the outcry. The audience wants the network to own up to these issues and implement measures to prevent them from occurring in the future. This can mean enforcing stricter guidelines for cast conduct or providing assistance to cast members experiencing personal issues. And you were already aware that Miss Wanda couldn't stay out of this debate. Thus, her comments are now being discussed by everyone.
It's threatening me. Let me explain to you. What you gotta do is keep all my children's names, baby names. That's what I say. Back up. And you better not put your hands on. No, you pointed at me first. Don't point at me.
If something happens to you, then Marcel Scott goes to jail.
Well, there needs to be some kind of boundary in regards to.
In a recent interview, Miss Wanda said some controversial things that implied Martell would take Sue Melody on. She hinted that Martell allegedly possesses information about Melody that he could utilize against her in court, but she didn't elaborate on what there might be secrets. Following her comments, which added even more drama to an already stressful scenario, fans are now debating what Martell would reveal and whether it's a genuine worry or just a threat. Many have shuddered at Izana's backing of Martell. Some people, responses on social media have been rife, implying that she is more concerned with stirring up controversy than with sticking up for what is right. Some believe she is only trying to protect Martell, despite the charges against her, for allowing him to do so, Read one tweet. It is embarrassing that Miss Wanda is defending Martell. She ought to stop. Meanwhile, someone else responded, saying that maybe Melody isn't as innocent as she claims. Clearly this. Due to Miss Wanda's involvement, fans are now even more divided on who is correct, and since she has a history of causing controversy, it's safe to think that this won't be the last time she offers her opinion.
And literally, I hadn't felt the spiritual release yet from God for me to move forward. And there were times when I would cry and I would be like, God, how much longer? Like, how much more of this am I supposed to take? Like, when can I walk away? Because I'm a firm believer that you don't move, and that's with anything, relationship, friendship, business, whatever. You don't move until God says you move. Hence my God said go merchandise line that I ended up creating. But when God says go, there are no second thoughts. There are no what ifs. There aren't any regrets. And for me, that release happened after I had my daughter, Melody. Now, you couldn't have told me that when I was pregnant with her that we weren't moving in the right direction and that things were going to be amazing, because I thought that they were. But after I had her, I still remember them putting us in our room, and I got in the shower and I just started crying. And I felt the feeling of it is finished.
Martell might be subject to severe legal consequences if Melody and Lisa Bloom won this case. There are strict laws prohibiting revenge content, especially in states where it is illegal. Martell could face heavy penalties or perhaps jail time outside of court if the claims are proven to be true. Melody's triumph would likely confirm her image as a person who doesn't respect limits, but for Martell, the legal repercussions might not be the only harm. Prior scandals have already damaged his reputation, and this most recent one just serves to worsen it. Public opinion is important to a reality TV celebrity, and his job on Love and Marriage Huntsville could be in danger if viewers and producers start to see him as a burden. Some fans are even calling for his removal from the show. A false sense of duty is communicated by keeping him on. However, others claim that his drama increases viewership and that despite the criticism, the network will still air him. In relation to the show, Marriage and Love may be significantly impacted by this legal conflict. Huntsville fans are speculating that this case might disclose other behind-the-scenes details concerning other cast members or perhaps the production team. The network may have to reevaluate how they manage cast behavior and their obligation to create a safe environment if Martell is found guilty. Some fans are hoping that this will function as a wake-up call, but it might also lead to more stringent contracts or rules for upcoming seasons. The show's ability to handle this degree of controversy is another concern. Compel the show to adopt healthier storylines. Whether that happens or not, one thing is for sure, the outcome of this case will have an impact on future marriages and romantic relationships. The State of Huntsville, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more updates, and feel free to voice your thoughts in the comments section below. How do you all feel about Melody's decision to sue? Is the cast network accountable for its silence?